Zobal. I'm going to go over the Cliffside Fractal as Warrior. I'm going to start off by stacking Might before the fight. You want an Axe Sword, Great Sword for the Arch Diviner first fight. He doesn't really move around much and he attacks pretty often, hits really hard. So you can use all the weapon evades that you can get. You can Whirlwind his spinning projectile attack or dodge, or Sword 5 it. It's up to you. If you do try to block it with your sword, you'll need to be short distance away from him, or else you'll counterattack and get hit multiple times, possibly after your counterattack. Since he hits multiple times with it, you could have a Mesmer feedback it, but I would not rely on that to be the case, and I would still try to evade it. He does the Hammer Bash like he did there as well. It's pretty slow and obvious tell, like his spin. You want to again use your dodges, weapon evades for it, and Energy Sigil would be a good choice because he does attack so often. You can see I got hit in the first half of the fight because I ran out of dodges because he just attacks so often before going down using the circles. I don't have one on for this fight since I have Battle on and they don't work together until the upcoming patch. He also has an auto attack which you can just use Sword 5 preemptively against. It's hard to dodge it, but you're a warrior, you have so much health and armor that you can just get hit with it and you won't get down if you have a lot of health left. You want somebody to take the hammer and run to the leg seals. For trash I run Axe Mace, Axe Warhorn, swap my traits around the Axe traits. Since weakness is really amazing for fractals, since mobs just hit so hard, it's worth it. You give up a little bit of damage, but it's worth it to mitigate all that damage done to your group. And you can see here that you stand in the middle, you can hit both seals at once. You can only do this one time. You generally want to hold off on killing these trash until the person with the hammer is there, and just burst them down for another charge. Repeat. And you want to make your way to the chest seal afterwards. You can use stability, not really worthwhile, you can just dodge through it instead. And you just use your Warhorn skills to get around faster and dodge more. And if you're in an organized group, blinds and Aegises and reflex and whatever, you just run to the middle here, but we have 5 warriors, so we're not really optimal at all. If that's the case, you can just run to the fire pit here in line of sight. The initial spawn of lots of vets. You want to use Tremor off the start once they start grouping up, and swap the Warhorn. Use Call of Arms and put weakness on them all. And once you get rid of the swarm of vests that are there from the start, you're going to grab your banner and make your way to the middle. Make sure you drop your banner away from the safe spot here, because it's really a pain in the ass to pick up the hammer of banners and conjured weapons and whatever else is sitting in the middle there. You want to just keep using Tremor and Call to Arms to CC them and apply weakness to mitigate the damage done to your group. And if the hammer's on the ground, you want to pick it up if you have plenty of health, which you probably should. You're a warrior, you're the best suited to use the hammer since you have so much health and armor. You'll have so much health after picking it up still. And there's really not much more to it, just fight here. Try not to die. Don't really know what people against stacking, skipping stuff would do. That situation must be painful. Not sure how people think it would be fun to not stack there. But anyway, you want to make your way to the arm seals. And if you have a Mesmer in the group, you can do the portal trick. If you don't, or if you pug, they probably won't do it. So you'll have to do it the pug way and line of sight them behind the wall there. So if you did have Mesmer, you'd want to drop a portal there, hit the seal, and then come back over here, kill this one, hit the hit the seal, drop the portal, group the mobs up, and get another charge, portal back over, hit the other side, portal back, get another charge, hit the side, and it will be over. Then you'll just have to kill the one chanter that's left on the other end, and it'll be done. And you can see that in my Guardian video guide, how to do that with the Mesmer. But we don't have a Mesmer, we just have 5 warriors. Gonna go pug life with this one. This is what you do, you just keep leading chanters here, keep CCing them, putting weakness on them. And if anybody manages to die on their way to or from the seal, you want to immediately war banner them to get them back up, because there's really no other good way to do it. Good thing to have on is Endure Pain. When you run the hammer to the seal to hit it, you might get destroyed if the whole group of chanters is there. It's not a bad option. It's not required, but it's up to you if you want to do that. You can see one of our warriors went down. Again, you should be grabbing the hammer any chance that you can get, because you're the best suited to do this part with the hammer. You just want to make your way up to the next Arch Diviner fight. The cultists are still around Arch Diviner. You want to light a sight them behind the right fire pit, and then either way you want to stack might before going to attack them. If you have a Guardian in your group, you can watch my Guardian guide to see what we do. We just have the Guardian put on Knight's gear, since the Arch Diviner has aggro based off toughness. It's one of the few things where it actually works, so you can have the Guardian keep them in place and do block rotations while everybody else does optimal DPS behind them safely. If you do that, you want Axe Sword, Great Sword, and if not, you want Axe Sword, Axe Warhorn for more mobility. Once the chanters come up, you'll want to grab the hammer since you're best suited for it. If you have a Mesmer, you can have them focus pull them all to the seal in the middle. If not, you can just go in a circle and kill them all. Put down a fire field and stack might after you kill them. Spread out, hit the chain, so not everybody gets screwed over. And if you don't have a Guardian holding aggro and blocking everything, you want to figure out who does have aggro and have them walk in a straight line backwards and try to max melee them, since he won't auto attack. And he won't do anything to the people behind him usually. If he does turn around, you want to dodge immediately, since he'll probably do his auto attack. And he usually does 2 auto attacks and then circles for the first 2 phases. A Great Sword would be more optimal for the first 2 phases, since he doesn't move around a lot. He doesn't attack very often. But for the last 2 phases, he does move around a lot and attacks often. So if you don't have somebody keeping them in place, Warhorn I find is better, since you can give everybody vigor to dodge more often, and you'll have swiftness and you can keep cripple up on them with X3, so that it'll make it easier for your group to max melee them, especially the person kiting them backwards. In this phase he has new attacks. He winds up and smashes with his hammer. It's fairly easy to dodge that. You can use a sword block instead. It's a long tail. And you don't want to throw projectiles at him like our warrior did there, since he will reflect them back as long as he has his protection status, which he gets during his agony attack and shortly after, like you can see here. And he still does his auto attack, so if he ever changes direction, you'll just want to dodge or put up a sword block right away. And he summons Devourers, so if you have a Guardian in your group, the Aegis will be eaten, so you want to keep up reflex. He also has a projectile attack that pulls people towards him. This hits really hard too, and you can reflect that as well and do some decent damage. You'll always be wanting to watch out for his projectile pull attack, since he will do his agony attack immediately after it. So you'll know when to dodge that when it's coming. You can sword block that as well if you need be. Again, split up, stack might. Hope you don't get screwed. Luckily I didn't there. And sometimes you'll get caged, especially if you have aggro of him. And he's invulnerable for a while, which is really annoying. Again, pull, agony, and his hammer smash again. It's usually a one hit attack unless you're a warrior. You luck out again. You want to keep battle standard for the last 2 phases. You want to use it immediately if people get down, since it's pretty hard to revive them if they're near Arch Diviner. A Thief's also good to have, to use Shadow Refuge to revive people if they go down. And once he's about dead, you can just eviscerate him. He might do his agony attack if he did his pull right before he got triggered to invuln. And you just want to pick up the hammer and finish off the seals. Just hit it twice. Hit it immediately. This is one of the few fun and challenging fights in the game. Really glad that they finally fixed it, even though it took way too long, and fix is pretty annoying.